Coming up right now, Hooters, the place only known for chicken wings and things, might be adding Chapter 13 to their menu.
Also coming up, accused killer Luigi Mangione faces a packed New York City courtroom ahead of a new murder hearing.
A little bit later on, the lawyer that's repping Sean Diddy Combs suddenly quits the job and offers a real strange explanation for his exit.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, and we welcome you to this show called Daily Flash. We've got all kinds of good stuff going on for today. We also have a little guy we like to call Matt Doolittle sitting right over here.
Guys, did you see the Captain America fall off for the second week of the Brave New World being out?
How bad was it?
It dropped 68% because out there it was just such bad reviews and everything. I'm waiting for streaming, honestly.
I was going to say, I bet you a lot of people, I mean, you really have to have a good reputation nowadays. Like, is this a theater movie or can I just wait to see it at home?
Well, I think just the idea that you're able to watch it from the comfort of your own home is probably more inspirational for a lot of people. They don't have to go to the theater. They don't have to worry about a crowd, people talking.
Well, people can't act right in movie theaters.
Thank you.
I've almost had a couple incidences over the last couple years since we went back, and it's always like, are you guys serious?
Yeah.
Put your phones away.
He's off his Ritalin and on camera one. Hey, buddy, it's James. What's up, baby?
For me, every movie is a streamer until I really, really feel comfortable paying $50 to go to the theater.
That's part of it too. Yeah, of course. All right. So doctors have come out with the worst of the worst list, meaning these are the most dangerous things that they see coming into the ER that they have to treat on a nonstop basis.
I want to hear about this.
Now, we talked briefly about this. Crocs are number one on their list. They're saying they are seeing more broken bones, more sprained ankles from people wearing Crocs than any other shoe.
And it's interesting when you go to a doctor's office, they're usually wearing them with their scrubs because they're comfortable and stuff like that too. I think that, but kids were having a lot of problems.
Kids were having a lot of problems, and they've got a strap on the back, and a lot of kids don't wear the
Sport
strap.
mode is what they're called.
A lot of them don't wear
That's what
the
I've
strap
heard.
on the back.
That's what my kids
Can we
say.
just call them the ugliest shoe I think I've ever seen in my life?
You know what's crazy is that it was like, people quit wearing them, and then somehow they came back like over the last 2 years.
Who decided that?
I have no idea. What, I guess to be ironic? I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, so Crocs are out.
Crocs,
are doing it?
Yes. Petting a stranger's dog.
Yeah.
Right? People just automatically think, it's okay, I love dogs, I'll go right up to him, I'll stick my hand out, and bango.
That makes plenty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also on the list, avocados and bagels. Because people are slicing avocados and bagels. Every time somebody does that, they go into the ER and they can tell you 9 times out of 10, you are cutting an avocado or a bagel. Because people are cutting it into their hands.
Oh, and they can see the line.
Yes, and they can see the line.
That's hilarious.
Get a bagel slicer and use it for your avocados.
I think because avocados are so easy to cut, and you think, and you forget how easy it is to go through it, and or you do that with the seed. That's what I normally do. I guess I better stop.
2 other things on the list: trampolines.
I will never get on a trampoline.
Doctors call trampolines a broken bone factory.
Yeah, I can see that.
No trampoline?
Ever. You will never get me on one.
God, I used to be on one as a kid all the time.
We had one in our backyard when I lived in Oklahoma, but it was the neighbors because a big storm came through.
It ended up in your yard.
Which is another problem if you think about it
that
in
is
areas,
true.
Especially like hurricanes in Florida.
Last thing on the list: not wearing a bicycle helmet if you're riding your bicycle on city streets.
Or Lime scooters.
Or like, yes, and you've had experience with that too.
Been there, done that.
What about Vespas? No problems on Vespas.
No problems on Vespas.
It's so hard. Y'all know I had to get rid of my motorcycle. I'm down to a Vespa. And I went and my bonus son, Enzo, he wanted me to pick him up, and I picked him up the other day. And I'm now at the age, it's not funny to embarrass him anymore. The whole ride, I got to tell you really quick. So we pull up, and I was supposed to meet him at the coffee shop, and I saw these 13-year-old girls sitting over there. I was like, "Where's Enzo?" I was like, waiting for him. I look up, he's way down here. When he saw me pull up, he went around the building, and he kept on. He's like, "Come here, come here."
Did you make him ride on the van?
Yeah, I have a helmet for him. He rides on the back of it.
Man, come
No,
on.
then the whole ride home, he's like, don't pick me up anymore on this, okay? It's not funny. And I go, ha, ha, ha. He was like, no, I'm serious. Don't pick me up
At least
anymore.
if it was a Harley, that's one thing. But you and that little Vespa scooting around.
Well, you remember, I had my motorcycle for a long time, but it would have been cool. Yeah, not cool anymore.
But see, he's going to get to a point where he's going to realize and think back, the Vespa was super cool.
There is. Just like the Crocs, I bet you it's
Yes.
going to come full circle again.
And then
for
they're
a
going to
little
say,
while.
why did I ever wear those things? They're the most ugliest, embarrassing shoe in the world. You can throw that back at him. All right.
does wear 'em.
You stop wearing the Crocs, I won't pick you up on the Vespa anymore. It's a deal.
I think it's an excellent deal.
like
I'll
it.
pass that along to him. All right, Hooters. We all know what they are. The restaurant chain, very famous for chicken wings and other things. Could actually be going belly up. I could have used a different term, but I won't. Word has it that Hooters is now preparing to file for bankruptcy. The company still has about 300 locations nationwide. They started in Florida, Clearwater. They've seen a major decline in business in the last 5 years, closed several locations. Hooters had raised approximately about $300 million just to keep the lights on. Execs say that the next few months are actually going to be very critical when it comes to whether the company can continue operations. I imagine around Super Bowl time is probably a big time for them as well. I think they got big. They had a Hooters hotel in Vegas. They had a Hooters airline.
That's right.
And they had a Hooters hotel, I think, in Florida as well.
Yeah.
So they were trying to expand out. Maybe a little too fast, or also competition is like you want to take a family to it. You know that's where the bigger bills are going to be.
I can tell you what happened.
What
happened,
happened?
James?
You know, I got inside information.
Yeah, I'm
that
sure you do.
Insider.
Doing months of research, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Undercover?
Undercover, yep. The wings were okay. But we didn't go there for the wings.
Yeah.
And
What?
every woman can't be a Hooters girl. I'm just saying.
No, you're right.
That's a good point.
So when you took that factor out, there's no reason for me to
The
go.
former owner went and opened Twin Peaks.
Is that,
Which-
I've
which-
heard
the
about
former
that.
owner, yeah.
Which is also filing for bankruptcy,
Yeah.
by the
I
way.
know that.
Yes.
No. Everyone can't wear that uniform. I'm just saying.
Wasn't there a story though where a guy was filing a lawsuit against Hooters because he wanted to be a Hooters girl
See what I'm
slash
saying?
waitress?
Just mess it up for everyone.
Yeah.
They did, and I've said this story many times on the show. I and my friend Richie, we went to a Hooters and served by a man, and he was in his apron and everything. Like, did not care. I'm like, I should get my money back.
Yes.
This is
At
not
least
right.
I
half
agree
off.
with you. Yeah, at least half off. You should have the check.
I
off.
agree. We
Yeah.
didn't know.
False advertising. A few twisted young women made a spectacle of themselves in a Manhattan courtroom where accused killer Luigi Mangione was set to appear. Mangione was in court for the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. One woman was seen wearing a bright green Super Mario Brothers Luigi hat.
Oh my gosh.
Similar circus-type scenes erupted when the accused murderer first appeared in court back in December on murder and terror charges. The alleged cold-blooded killer also faces federal charges that could carry the death penalty. I guess we've seen this in other cases. I'm thinking Ted Bundy is one, the Menendez brothers. These women go
Night
crazy
Stalker.
for these, in the Night Stalker.
OJ.
Women go
OJ.
crazy for these murderers or accused murderers.
Well, you think about it. If you're single and you need a man that you know is not going to go anywhere, and he might be cheating on you, but you don't have to worry about another girl bothering you. A criminal would make it for great.
Yes,
and you
that
know
is
he's
true.
going to write to you all the time.
Yes, because
right?
what else is he going to do? behind
Right,
bars?
he has
Yeah.
nothing else to do. So you think that there is a lot of things to go with it, but also too, it's just you want to get time
Attention.
on TV and
Yes.
attention. It's sad, actually.
It's just, to me, in my opinion, sick and disgusting.
No, you're right, 100%.
And even that we give these people the attention. They did. They had a reporter down there talking to somebody who was protesting for one reason or another in favor of Luigi, and she said, "How would you feel if your dad was shot cold-blooded in a New York City street?" She goes, "Well, if my dad was Brian Thompson, I would have killed him too." And I was just like,
Wow,
who
that's-
are these people? Like, how in the world are you okay to say this on national television?
And it says a lot about their thought process and the fact that they'll say anything for shocking too. And that's sad to hear. Gosh, that's
It
sad to
is,
hear.
right? Like, what sort of moral compass do you have? Clearly zero.
You said everything I need to know
Yeah.
about you right there when you said that. A defense lawyer for P. Diddy has quit the music mogul's criminal sex trafficking case. The lawyer is one of 6 defense attorneys that's representing Combs. No word on exactly why he wants to step down, but he did say the decision came after speaking with the team's lead counsel. 54-year-old Sean Combs, as you know, has pleaded not guilty to charges that he forced men and women into drugged-up sex shows. The Bad Boys record exec has been behind bars since September, faces life in prison if convicted on all the charges. Diddy is also facing more than 40 lawsuits by victims who claim that he drugged and sexually assaulted them during the parties that he had hosted. And there's numbers of reasons to go off, but this is a high-profile case, and you have to go off for a pretty big reason, right?
I think there's a question as far as like the Epstein, we keep
There's
hearing
a
about
connection
connections between Epstein in this case or comparisons, like why is P. Diddy getting thrown in prison when basically, he may be accused of the same things that Epstein was accused for so long and he didn't, serve time behind bars until the very end.
We're coming out with that Epstein list pretty soon, so we'll find out. All right, we still have more coming up right around the corner. We're talking about the ageless revolution when we return right here. Today's talks, tomorrow's trends.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Our next guest is Dr. Michael Aziz, and he has a new book out called The Ageless Revolution. Dr. Aziz is a functional medicine physician, and in the book, he shares secrets to a longer, healthier life. He joins us now with some advice on how to slow or even reverse the aging process. Hi, Dr. Aziz. Welcome to Daily Flash.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
So you say that aging is preventable. Please explain.
Well, this revolution, my new book, is the first book on the market that targets aging as a disease. It's a disease that robs us of our youth and health, and eventually it leads to death. And there are hallmarks of aging, the reasons why our cells deteriorate, why they get damaged, why we get old, and why we eventually die. And in this book, I target all the hallmarks of aging with a variety of weapons. I don't think it's preventable, but you could slow it down or you can even reverse it.
Yeah, what are some of the most powerful anti-aging foods and habits? Because I think when people think about what they're putting into their body, it's like putting really good gas into a car. You wouldn't want to put cheap gas into a Ferrari. You should treat your body the same way. So what do you recommend?
Well, I looked at the blue zones. That's the 5 areas in the world where there are many centenarians, and the other areas in the world where people live to make it to 90. And what are those people eating? And I developed a diet called the Ageless Diet. I discuss it in the book. And I look at the superfoods. What are those people eating? We find berries are very, very good. We find sweet purple potatoes that they eat in Okinawa, Japan. And that's like super powerful. It's much more powerful than berries. Butter is a very good fat. It's good for longevity. We found the French women are living longer than American women by 5, 6 years, and so on. There's so many foods that we can eat that we can incorporate and have much better life, a healthier life, health span, and a longer lifespan.
I know that there's like you had mentioned the French women. It's like French women don't get fat because they eat real food all the time. What are some of the benefits of fasting, particularly intermittent fasting?
So there are one of the hallmark of aging, we have the accumulation of old cells in our bodies. We have young cells and old cells, and the old cells do not die and they disrupt the young cells. And the benefits of caloric restriction, like skipping breakfast or skipping dinner or eating just 2 times a day, that you get rid of those old cells, the senescent cells that are disrupting the young cells from working. It also activates a gene called the FOXO gene, which plays a very big role in longevity. So yeah, I mean, we were told to eat every 3 hours. That was just a wrong approach that was developed by bodybuilders who are eating 5,000 calories a day. But caloric restriction, if you don't overdo it, I'm not talking about starving for 2, 3 days. I'm talking about just like skipping a meal once in a while. It's very good for longevity.
What about sort of ending your day at a specific time and making that like, don't eat after 5 o'clock and then you're waking up and eating breakfast the next morning? Is that a good approach to something like this?
Well, any caloric restriction is good, but some research coming from Spain show that people who eat mostly breakfast and like an early dinner or like late lunch at 5 o'clock have more weight loss because
Oh.
really at night we produce human growth hormone, and human growth hormone is related to longevity by building muscle, making our bones strong. So it's not a good idea to eat right before bedtime. You always want to do at least 2-3 hour window before you go to bed. That should be your last meal.
Okay, that's great advice. All right, you must be familiar with all these weight loss medications. With so many longevity and weight loss medications on the market right now, what should we be aware of?
I think people have to start with the right diet. They have to eat the right superfoods. They have to do as much as they can for our longevity journey. And then I think the weight loss drugs, the newer one, all the GLP drugs, they should be really a last resort because, if you get off and you go back to eating pizza and donuts, you're going to gain the weight back. And much of the weight sometimes that is lost with the GLP drugs is loss of muscle mass. And you want to preserve your muscle as we get older because we're losing muscle at the rate of like 1 to 2% every 3-4 years. So you want to keep your muscle because also having a good muscle mass as we get older is very good for longevity.
Very true. The book is called The Ageless Revolution. Dr. Aziz, thank you so much for joining us. For more information, please visit michaelazizmd.com. Mitch, we'll send it to you.
Thank you, Andrea. And then there's this. It looks like, speaking of healthy foods, Waffle House. They've had a big announcements that came out. It actually had said that they're going to start charging an extra 50 cents for every single egg that they sell. Wow. The surcharge has actually been applied to all the menus from Waffle House at nearly 2,000 locations. Now, they chose to use surcharge rather than boosting their prices across the menu because they did say it is going to be temporary. The extra fee will be removed once the price of eggs comes back down, or maybe if it raises up, if the climb of the cost of eggs goes a little bit higher as well. Well, the Waffle House suits, and wouldn't you love to be one, they said that they are continuously monitoring egg prices and will adjust or even remove the surcharge as market conditions allow. Of course, no one actually knows when that's going to be. There's also several factors contributing to the volatile egg prices, mainly a bird flu outbreak in the U.S. back in 2022. It's affected more than 135 million birds, so you can see the egg prices are obviously going up. Waffle House passes that along with you.
Yeah, and there seems to be some discrepancy with regard to the previous administration forcing a lot of these farms to destroy their birds and whether they needed to or not. Again, that's been a conversation ongoing. So it's not like these egg prices suddenly just ballooned within the last month. This has been going on for the last year and a half, maybe. Now it's finally getting some headlines.
And we're seeing this. And it's not, I guess, we wouldn't want to call it a shortage, but we are saying, hey, look, there's less than there was actually around.
Yeah.
I heard that Trader Joe's is now actually selling fertilized eggs. Have you heard about this?
No.
Where you can take it home and make your own chicken, basically. It's all you gotta do is keep it around 100 degrees. So everybody's jumping aboard on the fear that there won't be any eggs in the future.
I know there's been limits of buying eggs at Costco, so if you go there, you're limited as well.
Keep that in mind. Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's Thursday. That means it's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on Oxygen is the documentary crime series New York Homicide.
New York City, it's a city that doesn't sleep. It is going 24 hours a day.
The person who did this murder was very familiar with the Opera House.
He fired the gun in Park Slope. We were outraged.
You want to give that family justice. You got to solve this case.
Nobody wanted to believe that it was one of their own.
We didn't know what to think.
Some horrendous crime happened.
Go find the guy who did this.
It was so brutal, I can't even tell what nationality the victim was.
You couldn't write that in a show. No one would believe it.
The series details brazen crimes that could only happen in New York, and the intense work by law enforcement and civilians who race to take murderers off the streets. I talked to series consultant, retired detective Robert K. Boyce.
You know, since television began, there have been detective shows on, police shows. Why do people gravitate to true crime? And why do people love police shows so much?
So true crime, I will tell you, we have to stick to the truth, to the information we have. We can't vary. We can't make things up. We can't. You'll see these shows, the scripted shows, will say, "Well, based on a true story." Well, it's based on it. Doesn't mean you stuck to it. We have to stand to it. We think the cases is so compelling. By the truth itself defies logic sometimes. Doesn't understand. We don't understand why people do things, why people murder people when they didn't have to, time and time again. So that's what's important to understand, is that true crime is probably more compelling. And I think when people see the victims of crimes, the families, it touches your heart. And that's what brings the viewer back time and time again.
New York Homicide is more than just a true crime series. It really delves into the lives and emotional involvement these detectives experience as they investigate murder from all angles. Again, you can catch New York Homicide streaming on Oxygen. It gets an A and is not rated. Streaming on Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus is the superhero crime series Thunderman's Undercover.
Nice try, Thunder Baby. Look, if we're gonna be watching you, we gotta set some ground rules, starting with a curfew.
Oh, nah. She can follow the Max code. If the party's great, come home late.
No, she'll follow the Phoebe code. Everything will be fine if you come home by 9.
This spin-off series revolves around Phoebe, Max, and Chloe, who are tasked with investigating new threats in the town of Secret Shores, all the while teaching young Chloe how to use her superhero abilities. I talked to Kira Kasarian, who plays Phoebe.
I hope that people take away a sense of comfort and that they, when the show is on the TV, they feel a little less alone. They, get to feel like a kid again, maybe, that they get to feel joyful and youthful and, just enjoy a fun Nickelodeon show. At the end of the day, we just want to make people smile.
Thunderman's Undercover is a lighthearted series aimed at kids, and although it could have been a bit deeper in focusing on problems facing children, the series uses a sunny day and happy ending approach. Not that that's a bad thing, but it is an easy thing. Again, Thunderman's Undercover is streaming on Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus. It gets a C and is rated TV PG. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Welcome to your Daily Digits this week, kid. Well, your first digit this week is 50, as in 50%. So a Vermont man plans to sell the infamous black book that might have belonged to Jeffrey Epstein. Some of y'all getting nervous out there. He bought it for just $425 from eBay back in 2020 and claims it's filled with hundreds of names, phone numbers, and some shady connections. This book could fetch $50,000 when it hits the auction block for a second time. It failed to sell for $100,000 at auction last June, so hey, consider it a 50% off to ruin some people's lives. Anyone want my black book? Actually, it's just a note that says nope on it, so I don't think I can get much money for that. I didn't collect numbers back in the day, and I'm off the market anyway, thank God. All right, your next number this week is $4,250. A flamin' hot Cheeto shaped like Pokemon's Charizard, dubbed the Cheetozard, is making waves at Golden's 2025 auction. Opening bids started at just $250. It's now surpassed $4,000 with just 1 week before the auction closes. It comes in a fancy display case with a node to Pokemon collectors and a Virgin card to boot. Just make sure you get that frame too. Your next number today is $176 million. A company called KBR has been awarded a $176 million contract for 7 years to maintain and update a military site located in Maui, Hawaii. Now, it's perched 10,000 feet above sea level and has been used since the days of the Cold War. It now tracks satellites, space debris, and other potential threats from the sky. But let's be honest, they just bid on it so they could get a nice Hawaiian vacation and get paid for it, right? Like Adam Sandler does, right, Mitch?
100%. I want that job. Thank you, Matt. We got more Flash after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
So glad to have you here. We have got, of course, today's trends tomorrow's talk we're talking about, and it looks like the Yankees are doing a big change.
in their games. Did you hear about this?
I heard about this. Does that have to do with the song?
The song. Okay, so whenever, there's always a celebration song when people are leaving after the game is over. If they win, they usually play the signature song, maybe like Celebration or New York, or whatever, for the New York Yankees. However, they have officially said that if they lose the game, they're going to play That's Life instead of New York. That's Life by Frank Sinatra, which I think is a little bit more appropriate.
Yes.
And very New Yorkish instead of celebrating. It's like, hey, man, that's life.
But I think baseball is very superstitious. So they think they've lost so many games. That was one article that I read that they thought, maybe the song has something to do with it. So they're going to put that song on ice until they can pick their winning streak back up.
Hopefully they'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned that about, like, there are people that honestly, it's a religion that we can't change anything. It's going to mess everything up.
Same socks. They do certain things. They wear certain.
They don't shave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yankees fans are freaking out now because they're letting them have facial hair. The players.
Yes, that's right. Neat beards.
Facial hair, but this is the first time ever. They've had players not go to the Yankees because they were going to make them shave.
That's true, because George Steinbrenner had a very strict rule about no beards, no facial hair. Now his son has taken over, and his son says, okay, we will allow it, but only very neat, clean versions of facial hair.
Well, let them be themselves. I agree.
I don't know. I like the neat, clean look.
I shave, and it's done nothing for my career whatsoever.
No. But how's your baseball career?
Well, my face looks better. That's about that, I guess.
Hooters, the restaurant chain famous for chicken wings and other things, boys, could be going belly up. Word has it Hooters is preparing to file for bankruptcy. The company still has about 300 locations nationwide, but they've seen a major decline in business within the last 5 years and closed several locations. Hooters had raised approximately $300 million to keep the lights on, and execs say that the next few months will be critical when it comes to whether the company can continue their operations.
And you kind of wonder, does Uber Eats and that sort of thing cut into that? Because there's really, joking aside, there's really only one reason you go to Hooters or Twin Peaks. And they know that. And, you got to go above and beyond now. I mean, if you're going to, and I also think that too, you want big bills when you go out to a dinner. You can't take families. Well, you can, but
it's
probably
they
not
have a
good.
Valentine's Day special too for if you want to go on a date there.
Why not? And their wings are not that bad. Sure. I'll give you that. If they want to drop some off here, or
I think it's just been the overall trend of the themed restaurants. We saw TGI Fridays go down. We're seeing this go down. I just think these ideas of going to these big restaurants with these bills that are inside. It was $30 to go to Waffle House for 2 people last week. So, I mean, it's just getting too expensive to go out.
No, that you're 100% right.
Omega-3s are essential for heart health, but a shocking 80% of Americans don't get enough from their diets. Joining us to share why krill oil is a top choice to help get those omega-3s is registered dietitian Dawn Jackson. DJ Blanter.
Omega-3s are healthy fats that our brain, our heart, our immunity, and our joints need, but 80% of us are not eating enough omega-3s. There are 2 main places you get EPA and DHA omega-3s, and that's fatty fish and supplements. When it comes to fatty fish, remember SMASH. That stands for salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring, and you need 2 to 3 fatty fish meals a week. When it comes to supplements, the top choice is krill oil. Krill is in a special phospholipid form that our cells readily absorb. It's easy for us to digest, so there's no fishy aftertaste. Krill has omega-3 and it naturally has choline and astaxanthin, making it a powerful multi-nutrient. And krill is sustainable. Less than 1% of all the krill is fished. Choose a trusted brand like Now. They use the most researched and sustainable krill on the market, Aker BioMarine NKO, and they even have the NKO logo right on the bottle, so you know you're getting a sustainable source. For more information, you go to nowfoods.com/krill.
Thanks for all that great info. We'll make sure we have it on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Hey, it's time for a little air, land, and sea. It is time for Flash Travel. Norwegian Cruise Line is sailing you into a mind-blowing tribute to the Purple One himself, packed with his legendary hits, electrifying performances, and that signature print magic, and it's all on the all-new Norwegian Aqua this year. Well, before the revolution begins, I had to get a sneak peek of the entertainment that's going to be on board.
Norwegian Cruise Line promises more to experience when you're on vacation, and that includes more entertainment. How about a whole revolution more? We went behind the scenes at their exclusive creative studios in Tampa, Florida to find out more.
Well, it's definitely the perfect time to get out on the sea, and Norwegian Cruise Line wants to make sure you get more, including great music like Revolution, a celebration of Prince. That's one of the productions, as well as Elements, the world expanded. It's really cool. Plus, you get all the great stuff you get on a Norwegian Cruise Line ship. It's so much fun, and we're going to take you behind the scenes. Check this out, right?
We're not ready yet. What are you guys doing in here already?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go to other places. Check out behind the scenes.
Our first stop is the massive costume warehouse for all the shows that are in production. And when in Rome, you try on the clothes, right?
Very thinning. I like this.
And do they have costumes? Ask Nick Bersoni, Senior Manager of Theatrical Costumes.
Yeah, so we get about 2,500 costumes per month that go through this space. Everything gets put on the actors' bodies, and then we do fittings, alterations, and then it goes over to the next department that works on the costumes.
And where will all of these wind up?
We have 2 sets of costumes. One set lives in Tampa, one set lives on board, and they go with the cast. And then once the cast contract is over, we switch them out.
What kind of feat is it to actually do a whole production? We'll just talk about one production. You guys have several in production right now.
We are trying to push our limits. We do more costumes, more rhinestones, more sequins, more style, and more elevated costumes.
Which comes out to be more fun and more of an experience while they're on board, right?
Absolutely.
Every production at sea has to be a Broadway-worthy production. That means this massive rehearsal space houses everything, including incredible sets. You'll hear some incredible music rehearsals. And of course, you're going to see some amazing performers from all over the world honing their craft. And to make sure that when the curtain rises, the audience will stand up and go crazy. And with the music by Prince, it's a party, it's an experience, it's a
revolution. It's a first in the world and definitely a first at sea. We are so thrilled to be working with the Prince Estate and with Universal Music to be able to bring this celebration, this tribute of Prince's music. It's really an incredible honor, and it speaks to the quality of what we do at NCO.
Sure, yeah.
The fact that they would trust us to be able to do this 45-minute production that truly is going to be an experience like our guests have never seen before. This is going to have a premium VIP concert experience. There's going to be a traditional theatrical experience. There's going to be these great Instagrammable pre-show moments.
Oh, cool.
There's going to be a nightclub experience that extends afterwards. So we're really celebrating Prince. We're celebrating that music in all the ways we possibly can.
To make sure the Revolution is up to the Purple One standards, NCL went with the best. Award-winning Broadway choreographer Patricia Wilcox.
Well, everything has delighted me about the ship because it's what you have to make adjustments for is just where the ground is. You have to make adjustments for how you land when you come out of a jump, just technically speaking. My first idea was that people would zip line in, and so everybody was like, zip line from the back of the house. We may not want to zip line over the audience.
Now is the perfect time because now is the time of more. We really have spent so much time listening to what our guests have told us. So we're taking all that feedback. We're really accelerating this year, and we really think it's an exciting time for entertainment news.
More to see, more to do, more to enjoy.
We love traveling the world with you. Why not join us by commenting on our Facebook page? Just look for the Flash Travel TV on Facebook and leave your comment. An even faster way, just go to flashtraveltv.com and it's going to take you directly there.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Online dating can spark romance, but it can also lead to a broken heart. Joining us today is Denise Leonard. She's the general manager of Zelle. Hi, Denise.
As Americans spend more and more time online, whether it be dating apps, social media platforms, or even online marketplaces, scammers are following us there. For example, with a romance scam, somebody may reach out on a dating app, and then you may start corresponding over text messages and emails. As you're building this relationship, then all of a sudden somebody will ask you for money. If you haven't met that person in real life and they're asking you for money, it's not true love. It's definitely a scam. Zelle processes over $1 trillion annually in terms of payment volume. $1 trillion. That's a lot of zeros, but it's also a testament to 151 million American consumers and small businesses trusting and using Zelle every day. And because of that volume, we process millions of transactions every second. And we have models and technology in the background to be able to spot bad actors. To find out more, go to zellepay.com.
Well, despite the advancements in hearing technology, hearing in noisy environments actually remains a challenge, and a major challenge from those suffering from hearing loss. Here's more.
Thanks for having me. And I want to talk to you today about some new data that we've found from YouGov. And what it shows is that 80% of the respondents who were in need of hearing enhancement responded that the number one issue that they had is hearing in noise. And we're launching a new device today called Pure Charge and Go BCT iX that can really help you connect back to the conversation. It can help you connect to the conversation on all your devices seamlessly with universal Bluetooth Classic connectivity. So you can connect to your phone, connect to the conversation on the go, you can stream music, and it's all available in a super discreet design. In fact, it's the smallest Bluetooth Classic compatible hearing aid available today. And it has the longest battery runtime of any Bluetooth Classic compatible hearing aid ever. And crucially, what it means is that you can connect to the full power of the iX platform, which can really help you in these noisy environments. It has unique technologies such as real-time conversation enhancement. So in these busy group conversations, at family gatherings, at the church, at restaurants, it can track and enhance multiple conversation partners in real time. So you can connect back to the conversation and contribute with Pure Charge and Go BCT iX. And if you want to learn more, you can go to signia.net. There you can learn all about our hearing enhancement devices that we have on there that can really help you contribute to the conversation. And at signia.net, you can also start your hearing journey. You can find a local hearing care professional that can give you a hearing test. If you feel like you need that enhancement, go to signia.net and you can find a local hearing care professional to do that hearing test and get the enhancement that you need and start to contribute and connect back to the conversation.
If you are a business owner, optimizing your finances is the key to success. And with new digital tools, managing money is getting easier than ever. Here's what you need to know.
Have you ever felt like you spend more time running your business than growing it? As a former small business owner myself, I know that to take your business to the next level, you need to embrace a digital mindset, take steps to mitigate risks, and leverage data and insights to truly understand how your business is performing. Your cash flow is the lifeblood of your business, but managing and optimizing it all in one place across your business is not easy. Bill gives you more control over your finances, better efficiency, and helps ensure your payments are safe and secure. Bill also gives you access to real-time data tailored to your small business. Now you can get the insights you need to make better decisions and make them faster. Bill helps you manage, optimize, and automate your finances all in one place so you can focus on what you do best, which is serving your customers and growing your business. For more information on how to streamline your finances, visit bill.com.
Right now is the perfect time for everyone in the family to learn how to save a life with CPR. Check this out.
More than 23,000 children experience cardiac arrest outside of a hospital each year, accounting for 10 to 15% of unexpected infant deaths.
Immediate CPR can double or even triple a child's chance of survival. This Heart Month, the American Heart Association is urging all parents and caregivers to join the Nation of Lifesavers and learn CPR. These simple steps can save lives.
Watch a CPR video or find the class at heart.org/nation.
When it comes to plug-in hybrids, the miles per gallon isn't an exact measurement. Instead, it's all about the MPGE. But what does that really mean?
This is the Dodge Hornet RT. It's a plug-in hybrid. When fully charged, it can go 31 miles on electricity alone. After that, it switches to a combination of gasoline and electricity and functions more like a typical hybrid. With all plug-in hybrids, there's a term called MPGE. It stands for miles per gallon equivalent. Basically, MPGE is a unit of measurement for the energy consumed in vehicles that use alternative fuels. In other words, if the total efficiency of this SUV were measured only in gallons, it would earn an EPA estimate of 77 miles per gallon. That's pretty impressive. But remember, a plug-in hybrid is often more expensive than a traditional hybrid, so make sure you're going to actually use it to its fullest ability.
Hey, Mitchie.
Hey, Jackson.
Yeah, I want to talk about that big story coming out of Hollywood.
Hold on, wait. I want to get Matt in on this call, all right? Hold on.
Hey, what's up, Mitch and Dias?
Matty!
Mitchie.
Mateus.
Mitch, my man.
Matty of Berkshire.
What's going on?
Hey, AJ wants us to talk about a big story that's happening.
This kid, the Kiki, says hi. He has his own Instagram.
That's great, Matt, but I really want to talk about this big story coming out of Hollywood.
Oh, dog and cat! It's
You should check it out. This kid, the Kiki.
I want to know what's going on.
What?
Oh, okay, so real quick. Why does he still have a dial-up modem?
Hey, I gotta get back to wrestling stuff.
It's on the media.
You know what? Maybe we should just try this later.
Okay, all right. Peace and love.
Daily Flash.
Where are you?
It's just better when you're part of the conversation. Join us online.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I am Mitch English, along with Andrea Jackson. Lash Ferry, he is the Hollywood gift guru. Man, is he. He's also the founder of Distinctive Assets. It's a Hollywood swag bag company. Lash joins us now with a peek inside of this year's Oscar night gift bag. Welcome back to the show, Lash. What do you have for us this year? Because this is incredible. First off, these gift bags are going to the top Oscar nominees. But how are the companies, that are involved in all this? This is really cool. You get to do this.
I love what I do, and we do this independently of the Academy, which means I get to decide who gets it, and it's only for the top acting and directing nominees, and what's in it. And we always have a mix of things that I personally love, like skincare. This is the 5th year we've had Miage skincare, luxury skincare line. I'm obsessed with sharing it with all my friends, whether they're Oscar nominated or not. I'm of the age where I'm doing a lot of home projects. So we've got Greenworks, and they've got any tool you need for home and yard work. This is their 2-in-1 work light. We've also got a standing light. We've, of course, got amazing vacations for them. This box here, this beautiful purple box, contains a $23,000 getaway for them to the Maldives from Joe Ali. And then giving back, obviously, is important right now with all that's been going on in LA. So we've teamed up with Bright Harbor. This is the disaster recovery service that helps survivors navigate insurance, government assistance, vetting vendors for remediation, and the nominees are getting a free year, which is great. But what's really great, they're getting 10 one-year subscriptions worth over $3,500 each that they can freely share with friends, family, neighbors, even fans.
That is so cool that you have these sort of things. If folks want to kind of find out more like what goes inside these bags here, where can they go? They have a website?
They can go over to my Instagram is the easiest place at Swag Assets, and links to all of the products that we didn't get to. There's 61 this year. They can find out about all of them and live like a star in their own lives.
I love it. Lash, we love having you on. We're looking forward for your next time, and thank you for joining us. We'll make sure that we post this video on our website at dailyflashshow.com. Thanks for joining us today. We got a whole show set up for you for tomorrow, so if you stick around, you'll be able to check that out if you tune in at least for tomorrow. Y'all take care, and again, always, you can check out our website. Go to dailyflashshow.com. There you can watch full episodes of the show and any link that we talk about, including like what we just showed you with Lash. You'll be able to check it out there as well. Dailyflashshow.com. We love hearing from you. Click on the sound off button so you can get an email to us. Y'all be good or good at it. Take care, and we will see you when we look at you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Mm-hmm.